back against Barrow Raiders. Should be a fantastic game. See Barrow opting to kick. So how do you see Toronto starting off this game, Jamie?
I think what they'll be looking for is just a simple game plan to begin with. Much like their game against Dewsbury last week, where they're just getting through their sets. After the back of some quick play the balls, they'll be looking to either have a run or kick the ball deep into the corners and try to defend and put pressure on Barrow when they're coming out of their own end.
The ref raises his whistle and we're off. A low kick down to the corner. That's Matty Russell coming out of his end. Toronto moving out. Tackle there. And referee blows his whistle, penalty. Just the start Toronto were looking for.
Yeah, he just got held back. There was a half break there, and the Barrow Raider just grabbed his ankles again. So they've got a penalty there, and great start for the Toronto Wolfpack.
The halfway line, the tap. Corey Patterson takes it up.
Looks like there's a man down for the Raiders already. He's in all sorts of trouble here. It's not a great start at all for the Barrow Raiders. Penalty and then an injured player.
Less than 2 minutes in and they've already lost a player. It could be a worse start for Barrow. Good start for Toronto though, just keeping it simple. Nothing too fancy playing the ball up there. Just trying to find out who that injured player is.
It's number 21 there.
And that is Ryan Johnson, I believe. One of their halves.
Again, if you...
And that is... Yeah, that's correct. So that is a big loss.
Huge blow, yeah. It's the last person that you want on the field getting injured just 1 minute into the game. Is having a half. The person that controls the game. They're like the quarterback from a football team. And really gets the side going. And we can see there Paul Creary looking on. Is not too happy there, obviously, and being worried for his player, I'm sure. Worried for his health. We're not sure what the injury is. It looks like maybe a shoulder.
Yeah, that's what it looks like from here.
He doesn't want to move that shoulder at all. So I've had one of those dislocations. They're not very nice feeling, but it seems to be moving a little bit. So we'll see. I'm sure we'll get a report on the injury.
He's on his feet, but it doesn't look like he's going to be playing any part in the game as of right now.
Huge blow for Barrow.
Corey Patterson with the ball, just getting ready to restart the game. So that's the only interchange for Barrow. Matty Weil is now on. No more interchanges left for Barrow. And quickly played there. Unfortunately, the ball coughed up there. Barrow now coming back for their first attacking set.
Yeah, this is going to be a huge ask for Barrow. Obviously, coming into the game with 14. Now one of their men looks to be down and out for the game. So just the 13 players, they're all going to have to play 80 minutes from here. That's pretty much unheard of for your prop forwards, your middle players of the field. So it's a big ask, but it's gonna show their character for the game.
Here we're coming up, fourth tackle. Barrow still inside that half. Some crunching tackles there. Barrow coming out again. Just out of that, just coming up to the halfway now. Big tackle from Dixon. Barrow opting to run it up again. Held up there by Corey Patterson. There we have Barrow opting to kick for the line there, give their guys a rest.
And that's a good set. Start off the game, they've come from really their own 10 metres. They've made their way up the field, got to a good kick down into the Toronto corner. So that's what Paul will be asking for, their coach there. He'll be just expecting more of the same, try and play out their set, no mistakes in their own half, and get the ball down their end and try to put some pressure on the Toronto team and their own end.
So Toronto restarting with the scrum on their 10. Greg Worthington taking the ball up. A good defensive set by Barrow so far. Good hard run there by Emmett. Dixon taking up, pumping those legs. Coming up towards the halfway. Nice break down the blind. Throws it back inside, unfortunately not to a Toronto player.
Barrow will have the ball here on the first tackle, just shy of the halfway. This is what they'll want. They'll be looking forward to this, and they're going to get a penalty here for a high shot. So this is positives for Barrow.
There's a high tackle on Ben Garner, I think.
You get the ball that goes down.
Giving Barrow opportunity for good field position here. See what they can do with this attacking set deep in the Toronto half. So penalty on 25 meters out. Taken up there by Jono Smith. Another strong one by Matty Weil there.
Great tackle there by Buchanan, was it? Coming out line and rushing up on the halves,
Buchanan
not giving him any time with the ball. Oh, there'll be a knock on from the Wolfpack there. Yeah, that's what the referee's called. So Barrow get another bite here. It'll be their scrum feed. They'll get another chance, another opportunity.
So another defensive set for Toronto that they got to hold out here. Right on the line. This will be a big test for them. See if Barrow can capitalize on this field position. So far, Barrow haven't looked exactly, the weaker team. They've done a lot of things right.
Here we go. This will really test the Wolfpack defense right now. They've, both teams are fresh. And Barrow will be looking to set up in the middles and probably come back on the left. They look like they've got a play on now, so let's see what they can deliver. Here we go.
Good tackle there by Matty Russell. Ball comes loose. Crone has it.
It was a shame there. There was an ordinary pass. It didn't go to anybody. It went between the two players, the lead runner and the player out the back. And the Toronto Wolfpack have pounced on the ball and they're bringing it out. And we've got an offload there and a shift. And
McCrone to Lussick there. Lussick's down. Blake Wallace, 3 men outside him.
Great tackle. Big tackle from the Barrow outside defender. It looks like the centre there.
Yeah, Nick Rawthorne. Unfortunately, ball dislodged in the tackle.
Yeah, it was a beautiful tackle. He got up under the rib cage, popped the ball out. No hint of a strip there. Just a straight loss from Nick.
Yeah, looking both sides looking very even right now. Obviously, early in the game. But no one appears to have got on top. Some good defensive set by Toronto, holding out Barrow down there in the 10-meter line. All up, Barrow kicks.
Kick and chase. There's a bit of space here. There's a chase to the ball. Gaz O'Brien's got it covered up beautifully, diving on the ball, just winning the race there.
Running it out of their own end now. Good run by Matty Russell.
The Wolfpack like the short side, and I think Patterson will fancy his chances down the short side on occasion.
Liam Kay. Put in tackle there by 3. Ackers. A deep kick. Shane Toll bringing it out for Barrow. That's the Barrow wing bringing it up. Toronto trying to keep them in their half. Good tackle there by Blake Wallace. Oh, there Barrow cough it up. Toronto now, Liam Kay. Covered by the fullback there, Shane Toll.
So there was a play by Blake Wallace where he knew that he had a non-advantage play, or an advantage play, sorry, that allowed him to kick without much risk. So the knock-on was from the Barrow Raider, so the Toronto Wolfpack will get the head-on feed here, and they'll be looking to attack, and I would say attack early in the set.
This is a fantastic position for Toronto now, wouldn't you say? I mean, they should be able to capitalise. 25 metres out.
Yeah, definitely. 25, this is a wonderful position to be attacking. That's what you want. You've got some space between the attack and the defensive line. And as they're putting on a play here, not a great pass again. This time from the Wolfpack, I'm not sure who it's off, but...
That was Matty Russell, I believe, off the pass from Josh McCrone.
So they've got them for a Barrow, coming off the Barrow player in the end. Again, an ordinary pass. I just wonder whether that ball might be pretty slippery. We've got the wet surface here. And the artificial turf does give it a different feel. We don't get the grip from the dirt and whatnot that you'd get from a grass field. It's just makes it very difficult with a slippery ball.
There does seem to be some uncharacteristic errors from Toronto. Wallace, side Liam Kay, goes for the corner. Ref looks. Try is good. Liam Kay in the corner. Fantastic try there by Toronto.
Yeah, he's a wonderful player, isn't he, Henry? He's just does it time and time again. Give him an inch and he takes a mile.
Top try scorer.
He didn't have too much room here, but he finishes the job brilliantly. Crashing over in the corner, backing himself. I feel like he's a confidence player, and he's just grown and grown for the Wolfpack since the season.
The Toronto try scored by number 5, Leon.
Here we go from the scrum feed. We look, McCrone goes out the back to Wallace, Wallace out the back again, O'Brien. Just a simple play, and then Kay has some work to do, but he gets there.
Just his strength and awareness is fantastic. I mean, I believe that's his 21st try of the season, which is just phenomenal. You know, getting near 27 tries he had last season, and he's well on target to equal, if not better, that this season.
He hasn't made the kick too easy for O'Brien, though, right on the sideline here.
Tough angle.
What do you think, Henry? Where's your money? If I'm looking at the ball lineup, it looks like the ball's angled slightly to the left of the left upright. So that's what I'm going to say. He's going to hook it to the left.
He certainly had a lot of practice last week.
Look at that for a prediction, Henry. What do you think about that?
Just hooks it past the post.
I might have to come on board as a kicking coach there for...
And here's the try again.
Yeah, look, it wasn't exactly a special play from the Wolfpack. They squared up, the halves did their job, everybody did their job, but they just gave enough room for Liam Kay to do the finishing that he commonly does. He's a fantastic winger, and like I was saying, he goes from strength to strength. I watched him a lot in the championship last year, in the championship 1, and he was a standout player then, but he's just come on leaps and bounds, and I think he's a real standout again, and I'm looking forward at potentially seeing the opportunity of playing Super League next year.
Yeah, just a couple of dummy runners and then just using the pace of the ball to give Liam Kay that half a yard space he just needs. He seems to need every time just to get in the corner.
And he's come off too. He played for Ireland in the Rugby League World Cup at the end of the season last year. And Ireland had a fantastic World Cup, and he was great. So I think he's probably really
Barrow
gained
kick off, a low kick again. Josh McCrone eventually fields it. And good defence there from Barrow. Just keeping him out. Dixon. Toronto doing the hard yards. Dixon again. Just punching it up the middle.
You wouldn't believe it, Henry, but we've got another Barrow player on the ground there. I'm not sure of the number, but number 6. Oh, it's not another half, is it? It is.
Jamie Dallymore, the other half, yeah.
We hope, for Barrow's sake, that he's okay. He's sitting up, so it's looking a lot more promising.
I think he just took a knock. Hopefully he's going to be okay. I mean, at this stage, if Barrow go down to 12 men, I mean, it'd be a disaster for them, really.
Both halves out, you wouldn't want that, but he's up, he's on his feet, he's back in the defensive line, so that's a good sign for Barrow.
Andrew Dixon playing the ball. Ackers to McCrone. Blake Wallace. Toronto stretching them here.
Good strength. Look at that strength shown.
Nick Rawthorne again. We were talking about it before the game, but fantastic strength there. Liam Kay playing. Blake Wallace puts the kick in.
Big spiral bomb here. The winger looking a bit nervous, and he is nervous. Wolfpack will be on this, and we'll get a repeat set.
Bring it out.
They might go themselves.
Beautiful. Matty Russell going for the corner. Good scramble deep from Barrow.
It's got to be a penalty for holding down. Buchanan taking it up, and here's a penalty. Everybody's offside. I don't think the Wolfpack will mess around here. They'll go for a quick tap. Here we go.
Ackers to Buchanan. Lussick. Up the middle, setting up position. Ackers to his left. Wallace. Wallace is in. Fantastic, simple rugby.
Oh, no, we haven't. We've got a ref. Yeah, we've got a obstruction called here. I didn't see it myself. We'll get the replay on this, hopefully, but it looked like a beautiful show and go by Wallace, but he must have received the ball, I'm guessing, from the inside shoulder of a block runner. Let's have a look here on the replay. Ackers. Yes, right there.
Yeah, Emmett.
Emmett going through, and he's obstructed the defender, which has allowed Wallace the gap, and I think rightfully penalised. So I'd like to see it again, but fair call from the referee there.
I think Emmett just running the dummy line and impeding one of the Barrow players. Big let off for Barrow there. Barrow bringing it up. 3 Toronto players. Oh, good tackle. McCrone right up there. Stopping that move dead. Another Barrow player down. Looks like he's just winded, I think.
I think it's the same player there, so maybe he's still a little bit hurt from the previous hit, and it was a great tackle from McCrone, so maybe it's just done a little bit more damage, but he'll tough it out. Tough character.
Barrow bringing up again, but met by a wall of Toronto players. Again, taking up the middle. Nowhere through there. Good hard run there by the Barrow player. Buchanan again making the tackle. Buchanan again making the tackle. I think that's 3 tackles in the row he's been involved with.
And the Wolfpack have got the penalty there. It was offside. They kicked it into a Toronto Wolfpack player, and their own players were in an offside position, so they were in front of the kicker and didn't give 10 metres because the ball didn't travel the 10 metres. So it's a penalty to the Wolfpack, and here they are on the attack again.
Blake Wallace again, moving it wide. Fantastic dummy. Is he in the corner? Yes.
Gareth O'Brien, beautiful dummy again, show and go, just like the Blake Wallace one. This time he had a bit more to do to the line, but just gets there on speed.
Again, starting where he left off last week with another fantastic performance. Just
as we have a look here at the replay, they got the penalty. Akers to McCrone. McCrone, not much doing here. Wallace holds it up a little bit, and then just on numbers, just a show and go, and he just has enough toe just to get across to the line. Great work, Gareth O'Brien. And again, he's going to have a difficult kick. Let's see if he can correct his previous kick in a very similar position.
obviously over 15 minutes in now. The scoreboard starting to creep up in Toronto's favour. Do you see sort of avalanche of scores coming now?
I mean, I don't want to predict too early, Henry, but it's ominous signs for Barrow, isn't it? They've got a player injured, one of their halves. They're down to their last 13 players, and there's a long time to go in this game. And I've watched a lot of Wolfpack games where they score one try and they get their confidence up, and if they can go back-to-back tries here as we wait for the kick. And he has corrected it. He doesn't make the same mistake twice, does he? And as I was saying, if the Wolfpack score again now, they're such a streaky side that they score one, they score two, they score three, and you're in big trouble. So obviously for Barrow's sake, they'll be wanting to shut that down. They'll be looking to kick the ball long and probably into a corner and be aggressive in the defence and not let the Wolfpack get out of their own half. But we'll see, it'll be telling signs here.
Another low kick. Dixon taps back to Russell. Maybe not what he wanted. But he manages to bring it out from his end zone. Akers, Dixon. Pumps the legs. It's a few more meters. Akers.
He's a good player, isn't he, Henry? Akers.
Oh, fantastic. Buchanan. Darcy Lussick. Again, just Toronto just pumping it up the middle, sapping the energy of the Borough defenders. It's Akers again.
Fifth tackle now, they'll be getting a kick away. That's a good defensive set from Barrow. They'll be happy with that. Off the back of a try. Another big towering spiral bomb though. And again, the wing has trouble.
A horrible day there.
Wow.
So the second time they've targeted him, I think. I think that could be where they're going all day, and obviously confidence under the high ball shot to pieces.
You mentioned it at the beginning of the game. The wingers aren't their usual wingers, and they've both come from other teams, both come from amateur teams. Obviously, very strong players that have come into the team. And
yeah, the fullback Shane told you a couple of high balls that he spilled. McCrone. McCrone again. To Emmett. Inside the 10. McCrone.
we have a knock-on here against the Barrow Raiders. So there'll be another scrum feed to the Toronto Wolfpack, and I dare say they've had a lot of success coming down this left side. I think that's where they'll be going straight off the scrum base and be trying to do the damage out wide again.
Obviously, again, Barrow on a repeat defensive set. It's just sapping their energy. No fresh legs to come on. It's a good position for Toronto to be in.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, they'll put on a set play here. You'll look at the ball going from McCrone, probably dummying there to Worthington and out the back to Wallace, and he'll pick his man, and we'll see what happens.
Ackers to McCrone. Wallace throws the dummy. Fantastic strength to get through. Another Toronto try.
Here we go. This time I said that Blake Wallace would pick up his man outside him, but he just shows it goes himself. He was denied one earlier, and this time he picks it up. Much the same. He's got a beautiful dummy. He just looks to the outside, and then if the defense drifts off him, he'll just take it on himself, and he's got a beautiful left foot step as well. So we might see them both in action here as we have a look. McCrone getting the ball. He dummies, sees the man sliding outside, uses his left foot step and a bit of strength. He's got it all.
A missed tackle and then carries the other Barrow player over the line.
And making the job a little bit easier for Gareth O'Brien right now, so he'll be pleased too.
The sun's starting to peep from out of the clouds as O'Brien gets ready for this kick.
It's the first time we've seen the sun all day, isn't it, Henry?
It is, yeah. I'm sure the crowd will be happy for that.
Yeah, the crowd's built in nicely. Not the biggest crowd, obviously. The rain had an effect on the crowd here.
Right through the middle. Fantastic.
And Henry, you'd know from the past, when it rains in Canada, that usually does have a massive effect on the crowds that we can get into the games.
Very true. Obviously, the forecast was not fantastic for today. We'll have a look at that Blake Wallace try again. Beautiful dummy. And then just sheer strength. He drags two men over the line with him. Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, the crowd is getting quite impressive now, actually, considering the it was a poor forecast. The sun's starting to come out, and the fact that the stands are filling up.
And the beer garden is in full force, as always. And that's a great atmosphere always at these Toronto Wolfpack games, isn't it?
Oh, a fantastic party atmosphere. Another low kick. Crone to Buchanan. Brings it out. Big hit there. Hackers. Putting it through the hands there. Oh, Rawthorne, look at the strength. Fantastic handoff. Liam Kay. Buchanan. Just still going, Buchanan.
He's got those big legs pumping, and
Yeah,
they've got a penalty on the back of it too. He just kept those legs pumping, and the temptation there was too much for the barrow rated defender. He's just stripped the ball out, and the Wolfpack will look for the line. And they go on the attack again.
About 27 meters out.
Here goes Patterson.
Liam Kay to Wallace. There's Lussick, straight up the middle. Ackers. Wallace. Oh, fantastic. Corey Patterson.
Look at the short ball from Blake Wallace under a lot of pressure here, and Corey Patterson running onto the ball. He's huge, man. I think he's 6'6", isn't he?
6'5", 6'6", yeah.
He's a mountain of a man, and get him one-on-one with the defender, and he's so tough to handle.
Beautiful pass, hitting it at pace, and that was just sheer strength.
Yeah, we'll watch it here. Wallace, as soon as he gets it into his hand, he takes it right to the line. And then Patterson, actually, he had plenty of work to do. There are two on him initially. And then the fullback to beat, and he just palms him off. Scores beautifully. All the attacking raids coming down the left-hand side. They really love this left side, don't they? As you identified, Liam Kay with 21 tries. Obviously, they like scoring down this left side.
O'Brien here with the now familiar kick from this side of the field. 3 out of 4 right now.
What do you think, Henry, as he lines this one up?
Judging by the last ones, I think he's got the. I think he's got this one.
He's hooked it again, hasn't he?
He did hook it. And that's the last time I'll say that before he kicks it. Commentators curse and all.
That's right. So 20-0 down now for Barrow. How are we looking at the try again? Look at the work that Patterson does here. He squeezes himself. He actually turns sideways to avoid those two defenders and squeeze through, and then straightens up for the oncoming fullback and last line of defence at least, and gives them the big palm. He's done that before, hasn't he?
Oh, he's been a fantastic signing for Toronto this year. Scored, I mean, he had some injury problems at the beginning of the season, but he scored a boatload of tries since then.
They've tried the big high kick off there, but taken easily.
Buchanan brings it out. Met by 3 Borough defenders. Finally get him down. Ackers to Wallace. Oh, quickly up on him though. Good play by Barrow.
Yeah, great tackle there by Joe Bullock.
Crone to Wallace again.
Here goes Big Patterson. He's just dangerous every time he touches it, isn't he?
Oh yeah, Liam Clay to Wallace. Here's Darcy Lussick. Straight up the middle again.
They'll be looking for a bomb here. I can see Blake Wallace. Oh, he's going to run the football. On the last, he's running. He's running some more inside ball. What's happened?
I think the Borough player knocked it on there.
I just missed it. Yeah, we've got a knock on from the Barrow. You did right.
Just managing to intercept that pass from what looked to be a definite Toronto try. So
Blake Wallace is having a wow of a game, isn't he? He's causing all sorts of havoc down that left side.
It looks like the Barrow fullback is down, Shane Toll, who has had a hell of a day so far.
Well, we've got him listed as the fullback, but it seems like he's playing on the wing, doesn't it? Maybe he's playing fullback.
He's limping a little, but he appears to be ready to play on. Toronto scrum, 12 metres out. Hackers into Lussick, to McCrone. Interception.
Here we go, here's the foot
Barry's
race.
got
He's
a
not
long
going to have
way
the
to
pace,
go.
is he? I'm not sure what position he is. He
Looked to be a forward out there, but
maybe a forward playing on the
anticipation,
wing.
but
He
here
didn't
come
quite have the pace. Exciting opportunity for Barrow here, though. Haven't had the ball down here for a while now. Here we
Barrow
go.
winger. Good tackle by Wallace there. Running up ball.
Big tackle. He slipped
Little bit
into
of a
that one.
slip there. Big Barrow prop trying to plough his way up the middle.
Here we go. What can they do
There
on
we
the
go.
last? They're running it. Little grubber. Could be a knock on. No. He's cleaned it up.
Hammond came up with it. Liam Kay coming out of his end. Barrow trying to pin them back here. Buchanan. Again, 3 players needed to bring him down. Ackers. Oh,
And they've got a knock on there called. Worthington, I think, trying to offload on the tackle. It looked to go potentially backwards, but the ref has called it forwards, and they've lost the ball there. A little bit of how's your father going on there in the middle.
nothing really in it, pushing, shoving.
I'm sure they're all mates there. They're just, you know, having a friendly chat, shaking hands. Worthington looks like he knows that guy, and he's asking him if he wants to go out for a lunch tomorrow, maybe. Actually, I was at the Distillery District last weekend, and it was a great joy to see Dewsbury Rams spectator. He's wearing his jersey down the lovely area of Toronto. If any fans are looking at coming over for the future games, with the Lee Centurions fans coming over for the next weekend's game, which I'm sure is going to be a huge match.
Massive, massive.
Thoroughly recommend the Distillery District as a place to visit.
So a couple of Borough players receiving attention. Nearly ready for the scrum. Good position for Barrow now. Right on the Toronto 20.
Yeah, they certainly have had some opportunities down here, haven't they, Henry? There's a few at the beginning of the game, and now there's been 2 or 3 just recently. They really need to bring points.
Definitely. I mean, if they're going to do anything in this game, they're going to have to score very soon. Try and change the momentum that Toronto have right now. Barrow bringing it up. A wall of Toronto defenders. Big tackle there. Again, Blake Wallace in there making the tackle. Barrow now about 8 meters out. Putting it through the hands. Crone there, though, stops that move dead.
Well read by McCrone, just rushing it up, putting pressure on the half. Toll beating the first defender, but he can't beat the next. 5th tackle now. What are Barrow going to do?
Toll getting up slowly. Putting in the kick. Just a little too far. Tap 20 for Toronto. Liam Kay.
Adam Sidlow coming onto the field now. Look for him for the setup here.
And number 9, sponsored by
Liam Kay again.
Liberty Village, Bob Bessie.
Some yards.
Richard Whiting also coming onto
Yep.
the field here.
just getting his first touch of the ball. Ackers. Sidlow there wanting to get his first touch.
And we've got another injured player to Barrow just in the back play. You won't see it here.
Crone. Worthington there, brought down by 2 Barrow players. Bezic, dummies and goes. Dixon, did he make it? No.
Good tackle on the line, just got the ball, and I think he's just dropped it here. He has. So the Barrow Raiders are really struggling with their attack down the opposite end, but that was great defense there. Dixon looked like he could have gone over. They wrapped the ball up, and then just as he went to play the ball, he just had a little fumble.
And we have an Air Transat substitution. It looks like vacation is calling for you. I believe now that we have Adam Sidlow on, Richard Whiting, Bob Bezic have all come on the field right now. So, I mean, as a Barrow player, you look up and the size and strength of those guys coming on fresh legs. It's got to be a little disheartening.
It's a little bit unfair, isn't it? Yeah, 20 points down. You're struggling with the football in hand, and you're down to your last 13 players, maybe 12 with that player coming off, and then the Toronto Wolfpack make 3 fresh interchanges. They get a penalty here, though, to relieve them. And a little bit of fisticuffs. Looks like Olsey in there, is it? Is he on as well? Did he come on as... Maybe they got 4 fresh subs. Yeah, he's in the thick of things. He never takes a backward steps, does he? So they'll be kicking for touch here, trying to get as much distance on this kick as possible. It'll take them to maybe about the 30-metre mark. And really what Barrow will be looking for is just making as many metres as they can on their runs here. Nothing too
Joe
drastic.
Bullock taking it up there. Met by 4 defenders there. Barrow trying to conjure up something here.
Good run.
Made some meters. That's what they're looking for. Big tackle there. Wallace involved again. That was Whiting. Barrow putting it through the hands.
Yeah, beautiful ball.
They got some space out here. Russell and McCrone making the tackle. Some good ball movement from Barrow here. Little chip over.
Nice little chip.
Well done, O'Brien. Safe at the back. Worthington. Blake Wallace.
Thought about it. He thought about the shift, didn't he? He decided to hold on to it on this occasion.
Big Sidlow. Straight up the middle. Ackers. Krasnicki. Crone. Little chip through.
Not much doing on that kick there. Straight down the throat.
Jamie Dallymore met by 3 defenders. Toronto trying to hold him in their half here. Oh. Trying to have the ball back, Matty Russell. Brings up loose carry there by one of the Barrow players. McCrone. Buchanan takes it up.
Got a forward pass there. Just a lazy one maybe there from Macron. Don't think there was much reason for it to be forward, but forward nonetheless. And we've got a barrow scrum. It'll be interesting to see what they can conjure. Obviously, they haven't scored a try yet, and the Wolfpack's defense really hasn't looked like it's going to be breached.
Yeah, also there's maybe no score by Toronto for about 10 minutes either. They seem to have got a little bit too loose. Forward passes, drop balls. Maybe need to tighten that up if they're going to finish off this barrow side earlier rather than later. Big hit there by Sid Lowe.
He got the offload though. He did very well to recover from that. Another one from Sid Lowe. 2 in a row.
I would not want to be running straight at him. Barrow coming out there. Buchanan. Oh, he gets the offload away. Dixon and McCrone making the tackle.
Got another big hit there, and the Barrow Raiders kicker is down. He's having a tough old time.
Liam Kay. No room to go there. Here's Whiting. Liam Kay. Sid Lowe. Well tackled there. Liam Kay. Bezic. Good ball, well tackled. Bezic again.
Nice tackle they've got on the front foot though. Little grubber in here by Bezic. Well picked up by Tom
Wallace.
Oh, no. I spoke too soon. Speaking of commentator curses. And we have a try. Well,
it's poor Shane Toll again, losing the ball in the tackle. Resulting in a try in the corner.
Yeah, poor old Toll. Maybe that tape has just fallen, slipped down to over his eyes, so he's just not getting a good eye on the ball here, because the grubber, he looks like he has it cleanly. Oh, he does have it cleanly. The knee of Wallace forces it out. Poor old Toll. And
Bezic in the corner.
Bezic reaps the rewards. I don't think he'll score an easier try than that, will he, Henry?
I don't think so. I mean, Shane Toll has been having a nightmare of a game. Obviously, by the looks of him, he's carrying an injury, but with no one to come on, he sort of has to stay on the field. If I didn't know better, I'd think that the Toronto are targeting him as far as I can see. What do you think?
Well, you know, obviously it's a tactic for coaches and for players to target certain players if they're not having a great day of it. And like you mentioned, he's having a tough old day. I hope he bounces back.
Yeah. Another kick from O'Brien from this left side of the field.
Push this one wide. That's no good. He didn't want to hook another one, so this one he's gone a little bit too far the other side of the post, and he's pushed it wide.
So the score nearing the half, 24-0 in favour of Toronto. I mean, for all our talk of obviously Barrow having no interchanges, Toronto have not been overwhelming them. There's been a lot of good play. I mean, they've a lot of courage in their defense.
Okay, and we're gonna Take a look at the hit of the game here. The Maple Leaf Diamonds hit of the game happened, and it's Big Adam Sidlow. He came up with two in a row. And there we go. He didn't miss, did he?
He is a huge human being.
He really looked like he wanted to come out here and make an impact as soon as he got on. And now we've got a mistake from Barrow, kicking out on the full.
Referee probably let Toronto have one play before half time.
Well, you can't end a half on a penalty, but you can if he kicks it out for... No, because it's a penalty, he's kicked out for touch, so sorry. They'll get this one play before half time, I believe.
Sidlow to Wallace. Wallace bringing it up.
Maybe
Crone probably didn't want that pass. Sidlow straight up the middle. Slips.
that was almost a hit for the hit of the game there. Sidlow's on the receiving end this time.
Referee blows for half time. Toronto 24. Barrow 0. A little bit of pushing and shoving there, but I don't think it's anything serious. So what's your thoughts so far on the game?
Well, it's definitely been a challenging one for Barrow. You're right in saying that whilst it's 24-0, I don't think Coach Paul Rowley will be overjoyous with the performance of the Wolfpack. There's been patches of brilliance.
And let's go down to Sam with Josh McCrone.
Thank you so much, guys. Josh, what's been the key to limiting Barrow off of the line and their offense?
Defensively, I think our aggression's been really good, so we've been able to contain it there. But offensively, although we've 24 points on, we've been pretty poor there, let ourselves down, especially me individually.
Coach Rowley spoke about last week winning the half, doing the little things to win the half so that you guys can come out and win the game ultimately in the end. Do you feel like you guys did that today and have won the half?
Well, on the scoreboard we did, but I think we're competing against ourselves today really, and we're letting ourselves down those 1%ers at times. So that's definitely where we can improve in the second half and hopefully put on a good show for the people that showed up today.
Thanks so much, Josh. We'll send it back upstairs to you guys.
Thanks, Sam. And more action after this.
Stand outside right now. Please, we always score penalties when you're not in the room.
I'm not missing this.
I'll go with you. Come on, we'll all go.
Unbelievable.
All eyes on him. And he's scored! That is truly world class. Now they're only 5-1 down.
Swinton knows it's easy to undervalue your home contents insurance. Did you remember clothes? There's nagging doubt. And what about bikes? Carpets? Cuddly toy? Our contents calculator helps you find the right level of cover, leaving you reassured, not underinsured. Turn nagging doubt into nothing to worry about with Swinton.
This year, Gopi has built her own business with her own two hands. Each unique piece comes to life in the same way. A messy, sloppy, splattery way. But at least with QuickBooks, she's found a way to keep her receipts tidy. Snap, sort and store tax-deductible receipts on the go with QuickBooks. Smarter business tools for the world's hardest workers. Now with up to 50% off your first 6 months. QuickBooks.
I put all my years of experience into getting people's homes noticed and helping them to sell for the best possible price. At my estate agent Teplo, we sell hundreds of homes every single month, and we could save you thousands of pounds. What else is there to say? And we sell hundreds of homes every single month, just like this one. Discover Teplo, the modern estate agent.
Now, you wouldn't want a hot air balloon that could almost fly. So why would you want a cider that's almost perfect? Thankfully, Thatcher's makes sure theirs is. It's tasted every Friday by the Thatcher's family to make sure it's just right. Afternoon, Mr. Thatcher. And if it isn't perfect, it simply doesn't leave the farm.
The Boodles Tennis Challenge, live this week on Free Sports. The next stage of FIA Rallycross sees the drivers take on one of the most technically difficult tracks on the RX circuit in Hulje, Sweden.
What a move on extra, brilliant drive, inch perfect through the last hairpin. Don't drop it on the dust now, he's done it.
Watch it live this Sunday on Free Sports.
Beautifully done. The turn and the shot is the second goal. That is what the crowd demanded.
The Copa do Brasil quarter-finals, this August on Free Sports.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Toronto Wolfpack versus the Barrow Raiders. Let's go over now to Natalie Stoberman, who's standing by, with Megan Speakman, who is the leader, the coach of your dance pack. Natalie.
Go on my left. Okay. Thank you again. Megan Speakman, the coach of the Toronto Wolfpack cheerleaders, had a great time. We're about to see some of their new routines coming up this halftime. It's been great so far. Tell me about the cheer squad.
We have a team of 12 girls right now. They're awesome. We're just really trying to make sure our routines are tight. We're trying a lot of new choreography this year. Yeah.
So as the coach, how do you try to make them stand out?
Honestly, something that we really wanted to push was our fan interaction. So we have the girls just walking around, making sure that we're chatting with everyone. They've had so much fun making sure they know everyone's names and really getting to connect with everyone. And they're all starting to love the game, and yeah, it's been so great so far.
So they're roaming around the games, but pre-game day, what kind of training and practicing do they do?
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually have about 3 hours of rehearsal a week. What we've been doing is we've been learning routines a couple days before, so they are just pumping out choreography. They're really, they're keeping in shape, they're learning everything so that everything's tight for game day, but they have minimal time to just make sure that they are tight. Yeah.
And that's so important, and they've looked tight since the beginning of the season here at Lamport Stadium, but they also look very experienced. What is it that you look for in the selection process?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of the ladies actually are working dancers right now, so they're professional. A lot of them are in contemporary companies, they're in hip-hop companies. I actually have a couple ballerinas on the team as well, so it's a lot of variety on the team.
That's fantastic. They do such a fantastic job, and you're a great coach. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Back to you.
Thank you, Natalie. And now to talk a little bit more about what else is going on the field, the game exactly. Let's send it upstairs now to our play-by-play commentator, Henry Myers, and our color commentator, Jamie Trustman. Guys, we'll send it up to you.
Thanks, Sam. Second half action is presented in partnership with Air Transat. Vacation is calling. Now, as the players get ready for the second half kickoff, what are your thoughts on the first half there from a Toronto perspective? Obviously, their defense was good. They didn't let in any points. But there seemed to be, a bit of loose play here and there, and maybe 24 flat at Barrow. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Josh McCrone touched on it in his interview before going into the sheds. Probably Paul Rowley, the coach, will not be happy with their ball control. The defense won't be a concern at this stage. They put on some big hits and they've held their try line to 0. So they'll be happy with that side of things. They'll just be looking for a bit more polish on attack.
Just waiting for the referee. O'Brien with the kick.
As the ball falls off. Another commentator's curse there, Henry. Yeah, won't be speaking by the end of this game. Too many curses.
Seems that way. And O'Brien gets the game started. Ball runs through.
Well, he's had a shocker, hasn't he? He's gone through his legs and over the dead ball line. And he won't want to see the replay of that. I would quite like to see it, but...
So it's a goal line dropout. Obviously the ball bounced in play. The Barrow players have to play it if it goes out. Goal line dropout. Toronto will get the ball straight back. O'Brien fields it. Big Sidlow. Straight up, 4 guys to take him down. Bezic, Crone, Dixon, inside the 20 now. Bezic again, McCrone, Wallace, kicks through. Is that Darcy Lussick? Beautiful try. To stretch the Barrow there, put the ball through the hands. Nice kick through.
I think we'll find that it's Nick Rawthorne.
Sorry, Rawthorne, my fault.
For the try there.
Yep.
Beautiful kick by Gaz O'Brien there. You know, the numbers on defense, Barrow had actually numbered up pretty well there, and it didn't look like much was happening. So O'Brien put it on the toe early in the tackle count, and it's paid dividends. Let's have a look here. So Wallace just gives it out the back. Little grubber in there. Rawthorne gets to it first and puts it over the line. Nicely done.
Just too much pace and power there.
So not the start that Barrow wanted, obviously. It all went wrong right from the kickoff there, where we've had a Barry Crocker. Shocker going through the legs. And then Toronto have punished them from the first set of 6.
Yep, 2 minutes in, 1 try. They're yet to have an offensive set. And another kick from the left side. Pulls it round. And it's good. Straight into the beer garden. So obviously, yeah, not the start to the half that Barrow were looking for. And do you see them? Yeah, obviously, they're probably trying to get their nose in front. The coach was probably telling them half-time, you want to get a try, get down their end. This is exactly what they didn't want. Do you see them being able to come back from here?
Well, we're just looking at the replay on screen here. Again, from the front-on angle here. Got Rawthorne go through and just wins that race to the ball. I was just watching their body language as they come back from the end goal as they kick off here with a big high kickoff. And their body language, to be honest, Henry, didn't look great. Some heads were down. They were walking back, looking low on energy. I hope for their sake that they can pick it up and get back in the game, but it's not looking great now with a break. Blake Wallace, I don't think they'll catch him. They won't catch him from here. Blake Wallace.
Too much pace.
He'll go under the sticks. This is dangerous signs for Barrow Raiders.
Fantastic try there.
So bust straight up the middle. That's where you don't want to see, as a coach, you don't want to see your team opening up straight down the middle like that. And as I was speaking about the heads being down and the lack of energy, they just split open like a can of sardines.
Wallace having a fantastic game following on from stellar first half. Just got the ball left, and a big bust up through the middle by Krasnicki. Give it to Wallace. Just too much pace for a tired Barrow side trying to chase him.
Look at that here, though. He's playing well, but gee whiz. I think we actually spoke to him a little bit after one of the games there. It wasn't Dewsbury last week, it was the match before, wasn't it? And
yeah.
He lost a bet, didn't he?
He did indeed. He was a man of his word and dyed his hair whatever colour that is, bright yellow.
Peroxide, white, yellow.
It's helped him to stand out, that's for sure. Brian gets the kick. Clears the fence straight onto King Street. Straightforward kick as the ball bounces off down the road.
Let's take a look at this try as they bust them up. There's a simple inside ball, some good footwork by big Olsey. Blake Wallace just needs to get the ball in hand, pin the ears back, and away he goes. Happy lad. What's that, second or third now? Second with one disallowed, and he's laid on a couple.
That's his third, I believe.
He's having a wow of a game, isn't he?
Bit of a bobble there, it comes up, Lussick. Oh, Rawthorne, sorry. Buchanan.
He's got some good leg drive, doesn't he? Post-contact meters, as they call it these days. Goes into contact and then he keeps on driving those legs as we have a look here. Oh,
Wallace.
Pass has gone forward. Or the drop ball has gone forward.
Barrow, I think, on their first attacking set of this half. Strong four guys to bring him down.
You know, they're going to have an attacking kick at the end of the set. I'd like to see them go to the air. They've had a couple of grubbers. A couple of times they've run the ball. I'd like to see them maybe a crossfield kick.
Barrow moving the ball.
Great line,
Oh,
good bust. Good tackle here by O'Brien, but great bust. They can get a quick play of the ball here, see what they can do. Good offload here. Is it Delamore with the ball?
Starting to ask some questions of the Toronto defense. Good line speed there, pinning them back.
Let's have a look here for the last. Going down the short side, and they've just gone for a grubber straight out. Not sure that's the play. They're all talking to each other. They're confused.
Probably a miscommunication there.
Well, if you're looking to score points, I know you want to slow the play down and kick the ball out as much as you can when you're kicking long, when you're sort of stuck in around your own half. But you're 10 metres out. You've got 0 points on the board. And you've decided to take the ball from dummy half and grubber the ball straight out. I'm just not sure what the thinking is there behind that.
So Toronto coming out of their end. Dixon. Good run.
It's got the offload away off the foot, so it'll be play on here.
Bezic to Sidlow. Sidlow putting in the hard yards. Bezic again. Opts to take it himself. Cannon. Crone.
They've got a forward pass here. Yeah, I thought it looked forward. I think you got Buchanan going into dummy half there, and he's a big man having to bend the back a little bit too much there, and just the ball slips out of his hand slightly forward.
Again, an unforced error for Toronto. We saw a few of those in the first half, and they seem to be creeping into their game in the second half. Is that more due to the score, do you think? Everyone's sort of getting a bit more anxious. They want to get on the scoreboard.
I don't know if it's about wanting to get on the scoreboard, but you do get a little bit excited. He saw an opportunity down the right edge there, and just a little bit lacking in execution. Like I say, he's not a dummy half. Bezic had run the ball, as we see a drop ball there this time from Barrow, and the Wolfpack. I almost said the Raptors for a second. The Wolfpack going hot on the attack.
Hawthorne, Kay. Whiting takes it up the middle. Bezic. Krasnicki. Showing some strength there with the handoff. Bezic again.
Good hit there, good tackle. Ball on all, it had to be made.
On Darcy Lussick.
Brian Duffy there.
The hands, Matty Wallace.
Done. O'Brien with the just the delay in the pass. Just held it up enough, gave the winger some room, and he's in.
Matt Russell.
Matty Russell just does the job, has to catch it, get it over in the corner. But all the lead up, or the sleight of play was, the sleight of hand was from Gareth O'Brien there, that just held it up nicely, did his job, delivered the ball on the chest to Russell. Russell doing his job on the wing. Let's have a look here. He just holds it up, and draws that defender in. Still had a little bit of work to do there, Matty Russell, but you expect them to finish from there.
Pace and power from the Scottish qualified player. Great try. He'll be happy with that. Good wingers try. So here we go. O'Brien from the right side this time. Very unfamiliar territory in this game. Relatively easy kick though.
You won't put the mocker on him this time, will you, Henry?
I'm not going to say anything now.
Well, I'm banking and I'm getting it, so let's see.
Nicely done.
So it's one-way traffic now, Henry, and really I can't see much changing from here. I think Barrow will be doing all they can to stop it from being a cricket score, as we call it, down under.
Certainly, yeah. I mean, it seems without fresh legs, even mistakes that Toronto are making, that Barrow are not able to capitalise on them. Obviously, it appears due to injuries, guys are playing out of position. As we've seen, there seems to be some miscommunication. Everything seems to be against it right now.
I like these short kickoffs. They haven't had much success, but I do like the idea of a short kickoff.
Whiting comes up with the ball to McCrone. Still going McCrone. To Sidlow. Gets the offload. Out to Matty Russell. Matty Russell still going. Up to the 20. Gets it to Dixon. Dixon slips on the 10. Sidlow. You're never going to stop him from there.
Well, it's just starting to look a little too easy now, isn't it?
I mean, I think good broken play try. I think obviously when you're as tired as Barrow, doing the scramble defense is always going to be next to impossible against a side like Toronto. Too many missed tackles.
Here we go. The build-up was all Matty Russell. Sidlow just gets the ball. He goes straight forward. He sees a gap. He doesn't need any more of an invite than that, does he? He's big. He's strong. And with a gap like that on your goal line, there's no stopping him.
I think you saw there when Matty Russell broke through, was half tackled, able to play the ball very quickly. I think it was over half the Barrow side wasn't even back defensively. There was basically nobody defending the line. Sidlow went over.
You see on screen there's more injury problems. You mentioned it in the first half. Poor old Shane Toll. He's battling injury, but they're courageous players, aren't they? I'm sure his body's in a world of hurt, and he's battling on for the good of his team.
O'Brien, another kick there.
And that's what rugby league players are about, aren't they? Through all the adversity, you keep on going, you do what you can for your team.
So that brings the score up to 48-0. As we see Barrow walking up for the kickoff. I mean, with only 13 minutes gone, this is going to be a long half for them if it continues like this. Let's see if they try the short kick again. A long high kick. Right underneath it. Oh, big tackle on O'Brien, but he held the ball. Bezic, Wallace. The Liam. Another forward pass.
Look, they just put a set play on their short side. Thought that they had enough room there, but just got it wrong again.
So a good field position for Barrow. See if they can create anything from here.
I'm sure even the Wolfpack fans will be hoping that they can at least create something. We get on the board, get a little bit of confidence about getting some points on the board.
For sure, considering the adversity that the team has faced, you know, they've played with a lot of courage, and you know, it'd be nice for them to get a point.
I'm really thinking that they've got a chance their arm with something a little bit different if they're going to cross the line. They did have that break. They had a nice line break where O'Brien stopped the forward that was crashing through.
Taking to the line, nice. Brought down by Wallace and Whiting. Slowly making some yards here. Good leg drive there. Brings them to within 5 of the Toronto line. No way through there. Still about 5 out.
5th tackle here, so if they're going to do something, they need to do it now. They're looking on the short side. Good long ball. We've got a knock on by Liam Kay, who stopped to try, but he's given them another opportunity. It was a nice cutout pass here, and could have gone either way. If Kay catches it, he runs the length of the field and scores. And if the Barrow winger can get his hands on it, he scores in the corner. So, oh, what have we got here? Oh, they called it forward, maybe. Maybe it was out of the hands forward pass. So the knock-on did not matter by Kay.
Krasnicki brings it up.
Now penalty.
Penalty to Toronto. Kicked out by McCrone.
He's asking him
referee
back.
calls it back.
Off the mark kick. You don't see that too often. A little bit nitpicky maybe, but he'll get a re-kick for the sideline, and this time he gets more metres, so it's actually more of a punishment for Barry than the first one.
Bezic, Whiting. Big hit up. Hawthorne.
Got a knock on.
Loose carry.
Richard Whiting will not be happy with that. Experienced campaigner. He doesn't often have mistakes in his game. I'm sure he's going over to have a quiet chat to the referee now, claiming that it was stripped. But nonetheless, Barrow have it back. Maybe we'll see them try something.
There's a lot to do.
They're very flat out here right now.
Just about 25 metres from their own line. Referee didn't like that. Reset the scrum. Barrow hitting it up by a wall there. Big hit by Dixon. Get some good hit-ups by the Barrow front row here. Making some yards. There we go.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be look like a first knock on by Barrow. No. Well, I think he's got this wrong. If we see the replay, it's clearly come off the Barrow player forward first. I think the referee's called that one backwards. I think it's a tough call on the Toronto Wolfpack there, but they'll be looking at, watch here, this one, that's a knock on if ever I've seen one. And they've called the second one here by Wallace forward, so lucky.
Barrow coming from the same position on the field as the first scrum. See if Toronto can keep them pinned in their half. Good leg drive there, but running into Sidlow and Dixon.
Oh. See a good pass there. The player running into the hole nicely. Just couldn't get a grasp of the pass. The grasp of the ball there. So he's put it down. It was a nice line. It was a nice pass by the prop there.
We got a Barrow player down.
He was a player that passed it. I believe it's number 8, Joe Bullock.
I think just got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah, that happens when you're passing the ball and you're not expected to be tackled. You don't quite brace for that tackle as you would, as if you're carrying the ball forward. And he's been probably hit in the rib cage and the wind's been knocked out of him.
So Toronto have a scrum right in the halfway line, mid-pitch. Good set-piece position. Wallace to Bezic. Thorne, great footwork there. Fantastic strength. 3 of them to bring him down. Bezic. Lussick up the middle. Wallace. Did the ball go?
Not sure what the call is. I thought it was a pass ball from Wallace. We've got a knock on somewhere from the Wolfpack. So here we have the tech savvy move of the match. Move of the game. And it's the big break by Big Olsey and offloads to Blake Wallace. Wallace with a straight line run and under the post. He loves those ones.
Just pace and power from Krasnicki there.
It was a nice pass, so he looked for a support. He knew he probably wasn't going to go all the way. He looked for a support. Blake Wallace jogging on the spot and goes in untouched.
Barrow coming out of the end again. Trying to make some meters. Oh, tackled himself there.
He's all over him. He's dead.
Running into a couple of Toronto players there. Krasnicki.
And they're trying, aren't they? They're trying the Barrow Raiders. They're giving everything. They're just looking very tired now. They're not making meters. The energy in their legs just isn't there. Although here's a good run. Good job, Big Joe again. Trying a little chip and chase.
Knock on again. Shane Toll, I think it was.
think they've got a penalty here for maybe a tackle off the ball.
Yeah, John.
Looks like against Sid Lay, he's talking to the ref, so tackled off the ball there, or a late tackle. So a little bit of ill discipline into the Wolfpack game there, giving the Barrow Raiders another opportunity. Let's see what they can do here, kicking probably 25 metres out from the line.
It seems Barrow going forward are pretty much trying to keep everything going up the middle with some of their more experienced players. We haven't really seen them try to move it out wide. I know that's where their less experienced players are, and I think they feel that they have more opportunity to try and create gaps up the middle.
Well, if you remember right back to the start of the game, unfortunately Barrow in the second minute of the game lost one of their halves, Ryan Johnson. So with
Krasnicki down, I think he hurt himself in that tackle.
He doesn't look good, the pair of them, it looks both are struggling.
He hit him very hard, maybe got a shoulder or a head in the wrong position.
If we have a look at the replay on this, maybe it's a head clash, because both players are down and worse for wear. That one? Was it the next? It's the next hit, isn't it? Everybody's okay there.
I think I saw them indicating, here he comes.
Yeah. Coming into the game, number 29,
Didn't seem to be much in it. Couldn't see too much wrong, but they're both up. They're both standing. They both look like they're going to continue. I know Olsey is coming off actually.
And we have an Air Transat substitution. Krasnicki off and Jake Emmett on. And I think that just about sums up the game. See two players go down. Toronto can sub off for a fantastic world-class player to come on. And Barrow have to patch up their player who then gets up and plays on. Good yards there by Barrow. Big hit there on the Barrow player as he went for the kick.
Are you guys allowed penalty?
Let's see what happened there. Barrow player kicked.
Big tackle by Worthington, wasn't it?
Massive hit.
Put him on his backside. Worthington's one of those sort of quiet, achieving players, isn't he? He probably doesn't get the accolades of some of those other players, but he's always very solid. Solid defensively and solid on attack. But they playing on the right side there, he just doesn't seem to see the ball as much as they get it on the left.
So Barrow scrum on the Toronto 10-metre line. This will test the Toronto defence again, see if they can hold out for a clean sheet. Again, up the middle, trying to make those yards just inside the 10. 3 Wolfpack players to bring him down.
Good run
leg
there.
drive. Only 2 metres out. Move the ball back to the middle.
Actually, that's Johnson back on now, actually. Not sure how long he's been back on, but we didn't think we'd see him, so that's great to see that he's back on from his early injury.
Good defence by Toronto. Barrow now back on the Toronto 20. Again, same, almost identical kick through.
And we've got another knock on, and Barry get another chance to get on the scoreboard here.
I mean, he's putting his body on the line every time to do that, but they do seem to be getting the ball back each time from that.
I think they might have to try something different. Obviously their set plays, just not quite working for them. They've shown a lot of patience with those plays and gone to them time and time again. I just wonder whether Maybe an early kick. Grubber into the end goal while the fullback's up in the defensive line. Something like that. We'll see them cross the line. It's risk and reward, isn't it?
So a barrow scrum on the Toronto 20. Repeat defensive set for Toronto. Barrow swing it right. Put it through the hands. Nice tackle by Rawthorne.
Here we go. Come on, Barrow.
22 meters out. Bust straight up the middle. Good leg drive. Makes a good 10 meters there. Big one there by Ryan Davey. Almost Liam Cage's
Oh,
got
this
the
is
ball.
trouble. This is trouble.
Still Liam Cage. He's still going. Fantastic run. Brought down on Barrow's 40.
And the penalty,
And the penalty.
to boot.
We'll have a look at that again. Liam Kay running through almost the entire Barrow team.
So the kick from Toe after a juggle, and Kay picks it up. He goes running, stampeding run really. Looks like he's going to be tackled there. He breaks free, keeps on going, stays on his feet. The footwork of the man, look at that. And we're back to the live action where actually we've got a Wolfpack try. Wolfpack try in the corner. We were all watching the replay of Liam Kay's run, and meanwhile, the Toronto Wolfpack have kicked for touch and scored in the left corner again. Looks like Nick Rawthorne. Here we go, on the short side, short ball, beautiful set play. Richard Whiting, Liam Kay doing the work. And Liam Kay and Rawthorne had actually switched positions there. Usually it's Rawthorne in the centres and Kay out wide. Could have been a Kay try. But instead it's Kay providing for a centre partner. And we've got another tough assignment here for Gareth O'Brien right on the sideline.
Yeah, great quick hands. Just Rawthorne's pace in the corner.
Yeah, they would have practiced that. That was a nice little play. The play's expected to go to the open.
I mean, O'Brien here, practice makes perfect. Should be fairly easy for him.
And he's
Off to
missed
the
it.
left.
To the left of the upright. He's certainly getting plenty of practice, isn't he? Here's the short side play again. Whiting, Kay to Rawthorne, and in the corner.
Just quick hands, nice overlap. Tired bodies from Barrow.
Yeah,
unable to get across quick enough.
Simple play, but tactically a good one. Obviously, Whiting saw something.
Recognize the superior numbers they had. See if Barrow can come up with something. Low kick. O'Brien. Lussick. 1-3 Barrow players. Ackers. Ackers to Sidlow. Sidlow up the middle. Ackers to Wallace. Kicks long. Into the corner. Scrum Barrow.
And I think that set of six will please Coach Paul Rowley. It's just a simple set, getting to the kick, nice kick, found the sideline. 10 metres out from the line. They've been a little bit up and down with their hands, a few knock-ons, a few forward passes, so that's the play that he'll be wanting to see.
Obviously Wolfpack from here wanting to put a lot of pressure on the Barrow attack, try and pin them down in their 20.
Exactly, they are tenacious defenders, they're aggressive defenders. And you watch their line speed from the scrum as soon as the referee says that the ball's fair game. It's out of the scrum, they'll come up hard. Now that they've gone blindside, they'll put a lot of pressure on them from the outside in.
Good leg drive. Just inside their 20. Good tackle from Kay and Whiting. Running into Sidlow. No way through there.
Did well to take that, juggled it forward, but regathered.
That's one, that. How many pints have you
Kick through.
That's
O'Brien
a beautiful
chasing.
kick.
Well played by O'Brien to Kay.
Gareth
Kay off again.
O'Brien.
To Russell. Russell up the middle, showing strength and pace. Brought down on the 40. Kay again. Kay kicks through. Fancies his chances. Tolls back there, cleans up for Barrow.
How good was that Gareth O'Brien take, and within a whisker of the sideline keeps his balance and passes the ball inside. The Barrow players claiming that he was out. Couldn't quite see from here, but it looked like he stayed in. Marvellous job there.
Barrow again, move it. Another big bust up the middle. No way through the Toronto defense. Good run. Tackle by Wallace and Kay. Big hit there by Whiting. You can hear that all the way up here.
Another good kick, finds the turf.
O'Brien to Rawthorne. Looking for a hole as he runs across the field.
To their credit, it wasn't there. It wasn't there, Barrow. Still.
Good chase, good kick chase by Barrow.
Still doing those little things right.
Sidlow there.
They're working hard for each other, trying to slow this, play the ball down.
4 guys to bring him down. Hackers. It's the offload away to Russell. Dixon. Almost through. Just tackled. Russell again. Hackers. Goes blind.
He's straight through, Hackers.
Oh, stumbled. Right on the 10, 5th tackle.
I look to go wide here. Might put a kick in. He does. Looking for Kay.
Kay juggles it.
Who's got it now? It's back in the Wolfpack sand. They've got a repeat set. That's a 0 tackle.
Sidlow.
With the offload. Oh. Bezic puts it down. Nice little offload by Sidlow. Bezic not quite expecting it. And they don't get the advantage there. It's going to be a Barrow scrum feed. If you look at the Barrow players, hands on heads. Haunched over. Looking very tired, but still giving it their all.
I've noticed, obviously, Barrow going forward, as we were saying, basically, it's all up the middle. It seems to be individual efforts. There's not a lot of movement of the ball, not a lot of passing of the ball. Is that, do you think, fatigue, or is that having not practiced before?
I think definitely fatigue factor has come into it. Also, there's been a number of changes because they do only have the one bench player. There's been players coming on, coming off, and rotating positions. So once you're rotating positions like that, and things just become unfamiliar. So sometimes where you're used to having the player on the left, the player on the right, you know what each other's doing, and it's all changing for the Barrow Raiders at the moment today. So it's just sort of unclear to each other. So they've gone for more basic footy and just the one-out stuff. Just trying to drive the ball up the forward, do the best they can. There's an offload there. The nice thing to see is they're still trying, they're playing for each other, like I say.
Barrow bringing it up to their 30.
They're just not giving up, are they?
Still some fantastic leg drive. Good pace onto the ball. No way through there. Whiting gets his man. Puts the kick through, probably hoping it's going to go out. Toronto get the scrum just outside their 20.
Now that's the clever play that we were talking about earlier, where you're just trying to find some meters, kick it out, slow down that clock, or eat up the clock, I should say. I guess you can't slow down a clock, can you? It's impossible. We can't slow time. But eat up the clock and have the Wolfpack work from their own end. Not have the opportunity for that broken play.
Toronto brought down 35 meters from their own line. Dixon, good leg drive into the Barrow half. Oh, little kick. Oh, Barrow have it.
Yeah, mistake there from Bezic, and the Barrow Raider on the stroll. He's got no number there. It's hard to know what player he is. But he picked up the pieces from a Beswick drop, and away he went.
Another good carry there. 4 Toronto players to bring him down. Oh, Whiting rushed out of the line, stopped the ball moving, and then intercepted the pass. Russell, so strong and powerful there. As they bring him down. Cannon, cross up the middle. Ackers to Wallace. Wallace to Kay. Kay dancing through the middle there.
Oh, look at the footwork by Kay. Yeah, why for mine.
Absolutely fantastic.
And look at that. Look at the feet. It's like he's a... I'm not sure if he'll enjoy me calling him this, but it was like he's a ballerina up the middle there with that footwork, wasn't it?
Incredible bounce runner and deceptively strong as well.
I like watching him play. He gives it his all. Nice little play there. Double inside. Fake pump from Wallace. Offloads to Kay, and he does all the work, doesn't he? Doesn't get much better than that for an individual brilliant try.
Even with Joe Bullock hanging on to him over 5 meters, that drags him over the line.
We've got O'Brien looking to slot this one over.
Should be pretty straightforward.
There it goes. He gets the 2 points. And now it's time for the Air Transat man of the match. And it's none other than the peroxide-haired Blake Wallace. That one was a disallowed try, but he still has 3 to his name. Here goes one, steps off his left. Too much strength. There we go, and over. This one was possibly the pick of the bunch in terms of a long-range try. Look at the pace on him.
55-meter run.
Goes under the post, but it wasn't just his try scoring. He laid on a few of those tries early on. Corey Patterson. He looked threatening all game, and he just has a bit of class about him.
He's had a fantastic game. He's had his hand in most of the points. He's controlled the game beautifully. Good kicking out of hand.
Those spiral bombs off his boot too, weren't they? They were beautiful. Caused a lot of trouble for the back three of Barrow.
Barely put a foot wrong. O'Brien under this one again. Nearly bowled it, managed to hang on to it under the pressure of the Barrow defense. Emmett brings it up. Ackers. Buchanan carries up middle. Good leg drive for Barrow to bring him down. Ackers nearly busts through there, just caught, and wins the penalty.
Yeah, the Barrow number 12 there just holding on for a little bit too long.
Just carrying it up there. The last few seconds of the game took away. Dixon nearly through, just scragged down near the line. Ackers goes for the line.
I think he's nabbed one. Yes.
And Ackers.
The referee points to the spot. Ackers has stolen one there from dummy half.
Great pick and go.
Dixon did most of the damage. Looked like he was going to go through. Henry was almost out of his seat there with excitement. And then Ackers just picks it up from a quick play of the ball and scurries over.
A tough way to end the game there. I think that'll probably be the last play of the game.
Here's Dixon again. We see him get up quickly. The markers aren't quite set. Ackers just a little bit of a dummy there.
Good
and
strength.
falls over the line. Comprehensive victory, isn't it, Henry? Looking at the scoreboard there.
Doesn't get more comprehensive than that. 62-0.
And I think more than anything,
O'Brien just getting ready for the final kick of the game.
as I say, more than anything, I think they'll be happy with that 0 to their name. Stopping the Barrow Raiders from scoring a point. That's always something that you really strive for as a team. For as many points as you're scoring, you just want to hold your line. And
they sure defended the den, that's for sure.
And he's nailed the kick there.
The undefeated record at the den stands. As the referee blows, that's it. 64 points to Toronto Wolfpack. To 0 for Barrow Raiders.
The Toronto Wolfpack, 64.
If I win on Lotto this week, I'm going to give some of it to 3 of my best friends. They've just done things for me that really go beyond. They've been there when I've wanted them. I don't think they quite realise just how nice they've been. They're not my family, but I feel as if they are. I love them. All 3 of them.
Lotto. Who wins if you win?
Max! 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 Max, Max, no!
jam, crumbly toast and creamy yogurt. Make mornings easier this summer with Cost Cutter. Simple cereals for the family. These boxes of Nestle cereals are only £1.69. For the kids, mix it up with these Kellogg's Variety Packs, now half price. And for the lunchbox, pack in fruity flavours with these 4 packs of Robinson's Fruit Shoots, only £1. Plus, find the golden ball in a store near you to be in with a chance of winning a holiday worth up to £10,000 this...
So relaxing, it's basically a spa. You could even wear a bathrobe. And I've just been told you cannot wear a bathrobe. Still, relax.
Isn't it rich? Are we prepared? Near the last on the ground, you're in mid-air. Send in the clowns. Don't bother, they're here.
Your hands can do incredible things. They can put a smile on a friend's face, turn broken into brand new. They can turn beads into something beautiful. And now your hands can turn your idea into a reality when you build a website with GoDaddy Website Builder. Just type in your idea, select a design, connect your site to your social media, then publish your site, even from your mobile phone. Start for free at GoDaddy.
What? What's this? We're saving for a house deposit, Amanda, not splashing the cash on avocado.
I know, but since using the ClearScore app, I've been tracking all our finances in one place, so eating an avocado just made sense. ClearScore recommends the best mortgage deals for us, based on our credit scores, all for free.
I've been eating bread sandwiches for 6 months, Amanda.
ClearScore. Get your money sorted.
Ooh.
New BT Plus, our best connection in and out the home. BT, be there.
The Boodles Tennis Challenge, live this week on Free Sports. Trial GP, a test of balance.
Oh, it looks like a rare mistake there.
Control and gravity.
What's he going to do here? Oh, he gets caught out. The pressure is on this man today. The timing absolutely perfect.
Trial GP on Free Sports. Tune in and hear the V8's roar, with weekly highlights of every race from the Australian Supercars Championship. Check online for schedules and information. Watch high-speed action from 2 of Europe's elite speedway leagues, as some of the sport's top stars ride in the Swedish Elitserien and Polish Extraliga competition.
Oh, what an absolutely fantastic race that was.
Polish and Swedish Speedway on Free Sports.
Using natural methods and ingredients. Everyone from those that handpick the grapes to our winemakers are mindful of the delicate balance of nature. This is why we ride our bikes around the vineyard. But it's not the only reason we ride. Cono Sur Bicicleta, crafted with care.
Actively fight your cravings to help you quit for good with Nicorette Icy White Gum. The 2-in-1 action fights cravings and also removes stains for whiter teeth. Nicorette, do something incredible.
Your hands can do incredible things. And now your hands can turn your idea into a reality when you build a website with GoDaddy Website Builder.
Don't miss the sale at Curry's PC World.
Save up to £300 on these LG 4K ready HDR TVs from just $599. Now at our lowest ever price. Come and try the latest Dyson cordless. The V10 has all the power of a full-size vacuum. Plus, the Total Clean has all the tools to clean your whole home. Save £120 on this 8-kilo Samsung washer. Delivered free. For just £50 more, you can add to the wash during the wash. Save £50 off the marked price on all American-style fridge freezers over £500. Like this 70cm higher model, now only $499. At Curry's PC World, we help you get it right.
And here we go then. Great atmosphere and the allure and glamour of this International Champions Cup. Rashford inside the area, Rashford scores! Well, he tucked home from Marquinhos, Chiellini has scored. Pastore in the box. Robe, yes, Arsenal level it. Shot from distance, oh what a goal! An absolute doozy.
Our land, glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Canada Day weekend here in Toronto, Ontario. 1 day early is when we're going to start the fireworks as it's the Centurions and the Wolfpack. And these two teams, we've talked about it all afternoon long. They've been tight all season. I mean, the start for the Centurions to the year wasn't what they wanted, but they're looking for a little bit of revenge, Brian, and we're expecting some hot play right off the start.
They're a bit like the heavyweight that's come off the canvas. They're ready to rumble again.
They were only down for the 8 count?
Yeah, they were down for the 8 count. Nobody put them away, and they're back in the mix, they're back in the game, and big challenge for both teams today.
This one, fans rather from Lee traveling very well as well over in the supporter section as they kick off. Toronto picks it up just in front of their own end and a quick juke right there, but dragged down for the first tackle.
Yeah, Ryan Briley was looking for a willing runner there, didn't have it, but finds it in Lussick on the second play, so not usual that Briley would carry the ball into the line, but as with all players here, if you run down, you got to run.
And it looks like a strong front line so far from Lee. Toronto not getting a whole lot. It's 3 tackles already in the early on.
Yeah, they're all ambition here. Lee is to restrict territory from the Toronto team, so restrict the amount of meters that they make from each carry. But here we see Bezic jumping out of dummy half and reaching the halfway line on play 5, so kick to come.
And they'll send that deep, that off the foot of Brierley, and it's taken all the way just under the uprights and run out here. Quick pitch off to the side. That was Jack Owens who received and then dragged down quickly.
Well, 2 expansive teams as well, Brian. So don't be surprised if both teams trying to shift the ball left or right to try and find some space and some opportunities. It was a great kick from Brierley there to start. Well received from Jack Owens, and now Lee showing their prowess in carrying the ball forward.
Quick moves right here from Lee. A couple of quick pitches as they're brought down right around half. And they'll go for it again, trying to get it out wide. And then 2, 3, Liam Kay's in there. Maybe 4 members of the Wolfpack trying to come away with it. Maybe trying to strip the ball in the process, but holding on was Bodine Thompson. kick will bounce deep in Toronto.
There's Russell in the backfield trying to make yards and beats the first man, beats the second. It was a good kick from Reynolds, so both teams swapping kicks and Reynolds finding some space with a bounce, which made it more difficult to collect for Russell.
And then another big hit right there. It looked like Patterson was a little slow to get to his feet and just sort of jogging back into the play.
Yeah, they're certainly not going to miss each other today, so they'll be wearing a tackle. Hold on too long, there's Thompson and Adjudicate held on too long with the tackle, so an early penalty, and again penalties and controlling the ball are going to play a huge part in today's. We've mentioned the heat. I'm sure our viewers now recognise that it's hot, so controlling this football is massively important.
And Patterson brought down there, maybe a little bit of the extra hold. He's a former member of the Centurions. Does he have any bad blood maybe with his former club?
Might have been playing cards with somebody and forgot to pay the debt. I don't know, that might be the issue.
Toronto takes over here on the opposite side, and a big rumble. Running into a wall was Lussick. As he'll hand off now, Beswick pitches it over, and then one sidestep, and then trying to slide through was Worthington.
It's good lead-up play from the Wolfpack.
And the Wolfpack go back to work again, looking for a little bit of speed, trying to break through, and nearly finding a hole was O'Brien, who has taken over the kicking duties in recent weeks here. So Toronto keeping the pressure up in the Lee end. Just trying to make their way through here. Another quick pitch back, quick to the outside, and just a couple of steps ahead. Not able to run into it.
Well, that's a missed opportunity. They stripped them for numbers at the Wolfpack. It's probably a 4-on-2, and I think Briley tries to go over the top and doesn't connect, basically. They created the opportunity there and just couldn't quite execute the last play, so it's thrown into touch, so Lee get the chance to ruck the ball out of their own half again.
Lee getting a big turnover there as that sideline, that side looked to be open on the far.
It's a great call, Brian. It was open, and this kind of weather, you've got to execute your plays.
Lee hemmed into their own end, and the big body right there of Lussick dragging down. In on that as well, looked like Blake Wallace.
There's a big tackle on Hansen, who's a big boy himself. He's one of their iconic warriors, and won't like being manhandled like that. Watch him try and seek a little bit of retribution. Here's Hutchinson with a kick, back off the head of Whiting.
And then going up and trying to come down with it, looked like Krasniki. He couldn't get it.